Hello everyone, today we're talking about organ harvesting in China, targeting the group of people who practice Falun Gong. So, Falun Gong Practitioner Cheng Peiming exposed CCP organ harvesting in Washington, sparkling international concern on July 3, 2024. Cheng Peiming, a Falun Gong practitioner from China, held a press conference in Washington, D.C., where he probably revealed for the first time his harrowing experience of having the knife noble for his never forcibly removed by Chinese Communist Party (CCP). Authorities, the 60-year-old survivor fled China in 2015 after enduring immense hardship and arrived in the United States in 2020. With the assistance of a U.S. official seeking asylum. His testimony stunned attendants, prompting several U.S. and public figures to issue statements condemning the CCP's organ harvesting authoritarians and calling for global actions to end the 25-year-long brutal prosecution of Falun Gong practitioners. Cheng Peiming's testimony from the prosecution to narrow escape at the press conference. Cheng tearfully recounted, after arriving in the U.S. in 2020, I underwent multiple medical examinations that confirmed part of my liver and lungs were forcibly taken by the CCP. I escaped that hell and come to a land of freedom. My only wish is to expose the CCP's prosecution of me and their crime of organ harvesting. I hope just people will recognize the evil natures of CCP. Protect my safety and swiftly stop those heinous acts. I thank the U.S. government for giving me a chance at a new life. Born in 1965 in the Jishi City, Heilongjiang Province, Cheng began practicing Falun Gong in 1998. Due to his steadfast faith, he faced relentless persecution from the CCP, including 5 abductions. In December 2001, he was sentenced to 8 years in prison. On November 16, 2004, while serving his sentence in Qi prison, authorities forcibly transferred him to Daqing City Force Hospital. Despite being in good health and fully conscious, he was told he was critically ill and required immediate surgery with an 80% chance of death. I refused to send consent for the surgery, but 6 police officers restrained me and inject me with some kind of material, so I passed out. Cheng recorded when he awoke on the November 19th, his right foot was shackled to the hospital bed. His arms and legs were connected to IV drips, and an oxygen tube was inserted in his nose. That same day, he was able to eat egg. On the November 23, he was sent back to prison after his stitches were removed. On the December 2nd, he was carried back to his cell on a stretcher due to severe pain and increased coughing. To this day, he suffers lingering pain in his left arm and ribs, especially on rainy day. The surgery left a 35-centimeter scar across his chest. Cheng also revealed that during the operation, an officer surnamed Zhao stand a guard with a gun. Later, the officer told others that the high nurse remarked, "In my 30 years as a medical professional, I have never seen a transplant surgery like this, hinting at its abnormal nature." On February 14, 2006, Cheng began a hunger strike to protest further torture in prison. From the seventh day, authorities subject him to forced AV infusions. On March 2nd, despite showing no health issue, Daqing prison abruptly transferred him to Daqing Long Hospital, where he was shackled to a fifth-floor bed and monitored by 2 officers. A doctor examined him and allowed surgery for the next day. The afternoon, Cheng's sister visited, and the prison guard forcefully claimed that he had swallowed a bullet, warning that the surgery carried an 80% mortality rate. She left in tears, and Cheng felt promotion at 2 a.m. on the March 3rd. Sizzling a moment of distraction among the guards, the Cheng escaped via the fire escape. The CCP's Minister of Public Security issued a Class B warrant for his arrest, offering a 50,000 yuan reward. On March 9, after reading reports about organ harvesting of Falun Gong Practitioner on the Minghui website, Cheng was overwhelmed with fear for 2 months. I didn't dare sleep without clothes on, haunted by the realization of what that transplant surgery in 2004 meant. He said, medical evidence, undeniable proof of a naval Chalice Lee, a U.S. citizen, a Falun Gong practitioner who was imprisoned in China for 3 years and conducted MRA research at the Harvard Medical School, presented Cheng's medical finding at the press conference. Lee stated that since arriving in the U.S. in 2020, Cheng underwent 9 image testing, including 3 CT scans, 3 ultrasound, 2 X-rays, 1 with Bayern, and 1 MRA. Those tests confirmed that the lymph nodes of Cheng's navel was removed, traceable only to the November 2004 surgery, the only time he was hospitalized for an operation. Lee said CT scan revealed an abnormal level proportion shifting from the typical 45%, 55% left to right for Asian males to 27% and 73%, indicating the removal of the lymph node. Scar tissue visible in the CD reconstructed image further corroborated the surgery excision. Lee added that over the past 3 years, 10 doctors, including a priest in the liver transplantation and a specialist, reviewed the result and endorsed the finding. Experts note that the lymph node recession aligned with the scenario involving donor liver transplants for the patient's rare survival. A witness to organ harvesting, Sen Ni, a Washington-based Falun Gong practitioner and a former mechanic engineering chair at Catholic University, remarked at the press conference. Cheng was only 39 when his organs were first harvested. He didn't smoke or drink and was excellent health, an ideal source of premium organ. His survival is a miracle. Lee explained that a 35-centimeter scar was designed to allow surgeons a clear view of all organs, and with a 6-year life on his sentence at that time, the prison likely intended to use him as a future organ donor. Heng He, a former medical researcher and independent commentator, told Voice of America, the evidence of pressure level removal is highly credible, so the lung condition remains unclear. This occurred during China's organ transplant boom, and Chen's experience failed that contact. He stressed that investigating forced organ harvesting is extraordinarily difficult, as victims rarely survive, and complicated doctor fears speaking out due to their involvement. Chen's survival, he suggests, was likely a miracle, possibly due to a specific transplant needed or an interrupted procedure. U.S. official international responses of former U.S. Assistant Secretary of the State, Robert Disto, state that he had assigned staff to investigating Chen's case, demanding it was of the future further scrutiny and facilitation. Chen's arrival in the U.S. for additional examination, he emphasized forced organ harvesting is an apparent form of human trafficking, documented to occur in China with the state support. All people of conscience crime should condemn it. With conscience should condemn it. On the July 5th, the U.S. State Department responded. Note that researchers and organizations continue to report organ harvesting from the Falun Gong Practitioners, Uyghurs, and other groups. If true, this is extremely human rights violation and unethical medical practice. China must allow independent, transparent investigation and cease deprived acts against the prisoners of conscience to international medical access. New Jersey Senator Bob condemned the CCP's decades-long prosecution of Falun Gong, urged the release of a wrongfully detained practitioner. Former ambassador of religious freedoms Sam Brownback called forced organ harvesting barbaric and praised Chen's bravery, demanding accountability for the CCP. U.S. legislation and global investigation. The U.S. Congress has recently intensified efforts to sanction CCP-backed organ harvesting. On June 25, 2024, the House passed the Falun Gong Practitioner Act, H.R. 4132, which will impose assets froze, travel bans, and up to $1 million in fines or to 20 years imprisonment on those involved. The bill awaits Senator's approval and presidential signature to become law. In 2019, the UK-based China Tribunal concluded that the CCP engaged in the large-scale state-sanctioned organ harvesting, primarily targeting Falun Gong practitioner. The U.S. State Department 2023 Religious Freedoms and Human Rights Report document ongoing imprisonment, torture, and organ harvesting of a Falun Gong member, underscoring growing international concern. China response and silence on the July 4. Liu Pengyuan, spokesperson for the Chinese embassy in the U.S., dismissed organ harvesting allegation as malicious rumors. Daqing Force Hospital and the Daqing Prison did not respond to a Voice of America's inquiry. The Chinese government constantly denies such accusation, claiming its organ transplant system to global standards. Cheng Peiming's mission, speaking for the fellows showing the long scar across his chest, Cheng choked back tears, saying, "Over 20 Falun Gong practitioners around me were prosecuted to death. I speak not only for myself, but to seek justice for them. We made a pact whoever survived would tell the world the truth of those practices." His testimony is both a personal reckoning and a tribute to countless silent victims. Further investigation into this case faces immense challenge, but Chen's public account provide rare, direct evidence of a CCP's organ harvesting crime. How the international community respond will test the global commitment to justice and the humanity. Thank you so much. Very appreciate it.